2025 was pretty eventful for the world of LEGO Castle. We got 4 new factions, a 3-in-1 castle set, a Wolfpack remake, and a bunch of expensive Bricklink designer sets. But we also lost the Lion Knights Castle, Medieval Town Square, Viking Village, and all of the factions that came in those sets. So today we're going to talk a bit about how the year went and what we have to look forward to in the new year. Let's start with the Wolfpack remake. The Wolfpack Beastmaster is a legendary castle minifigure, but it's kind of hard to talk about him without mentioning the mess that was this guy's release. Series 27 came out in January and retired in April 2025. Normally, that 4-month lifespan is enough for most people to go out and find at least one of each minifigure from the series. However, due to medieval army builders and obnoxious investors, the Beastmaster was extremely hard to find. I myself was lucky enough to find 3 figures total after driving across nearly my entire state on the hunt for them. Other people weren't so lucky and had to spend 3 to 4 times the retail price just to get a single figure. It's pretty obvious that these medieval CMFs are the most popular of each series. Personally, I think this is due to the fact that us Castle fans just don't have that many other things to buy, so these CMF releases are super exciting for us. Though on the other hand, I would be really annoyed if I was someone that liked to collect every single figure from a series, because now due to us and those investors, it's harder to do that. The truth is, LEGO knows this, and they're the only ones that can really fix the problem. If there were more options for Castle fans, like, I don't know, say a full theme, we wouldn't be as likely to spend our entire LEGO budgets on one figure, and the supply would be a bit better for normal CMF collectors. Or alternatively, do a castle-themed CMF series like they did for Space. Everyone knows this would sell stupidly well, so I don't see why they wouldn't. Maybe I'm missing something. Anyways, ignoring the drama, this fig is just plain incredible. It's been talked to death at this point, but the Wolfpack Beastmaster is easily the best modern remake of any classic castle faction. LEGO nailed it, and it makes me excited to see them remake the final classic castle faction left for them to do. But we'll talk more about that in the second half of this video. Moving forward into June, we got the minifigure vending machine from LEGO Ideas. This set brought us 2 new factions in the Griffin and Kraken Knights. Again, before we look at the figures, we've got to talk about the drama around this set. For those unaware, the minifigure vending machine costs $180. Inside the set are 16 figures of various themes that almost makes this set feel more like an expensive CMF series than a standalone piece. So for Castle fans, you're effectively spending about $200 after tax on 4 figures. This would be a really dumb purchase, of course, but no worries, the Knights will eventually come to Pick-a-Brick, right? Right? Well, it's been over half a year since this set came out, and there's still no signs of them coming to the service. I'm still holding out hope that LEGO will add them in the next couple of months, but we'll just have to wait and see. Much like the Beastmaster, these figures look amazing, as do their shields, with the Griffin one getting printed on the new Hyrule shield piece that first came out in the Zelda sets. Speaking of, the Griffin faction was probably my favorite one to come out last year, so again, I hope we see them again on PAB, or even better in some new sets. Moving on a couple of months after the vending machine set, we got the Horse Knight Castle, a basic but decent playscale set with again 2 brand new factions. The Horse Knights have a lovely, regal, knightly vibe to them that pretty much anyone can appreciate, while the Snakes have a darker, more mysterious aesthetic that I really like, especially with that dark purple color that they use. My only real problem with the set is that it's just a little too expensive. At $130, it's more affordable than most castle sets, but still a tad overpriced. This set at about $100 would be ideal in my opinion, and I'm sure it'll drop to that eventually during a sale. Other than those 3 sets, there really wasn't anything else that released. So what do I think about the year now that it's over? Well, I think it was a pretty solid one for castle superfans. What I mean is that people like me, or I don't know, probably you if you watch this channel, are going to be happy that the Horse and Snake Knights are on Pick-a-Brick and that there's a new castle on store shelves. But for people that are outside the castle fan base, I don't think that this year had too much to win them over. Like, I'm sure there were some people out there who got into the theme from seeing the new castle in a LEGO store, but there are just simply not enough affordable sets out there to try out. Having the cheapest set of your theme be $130 is rough. If someone wants to get into, say, LEGO Ninjago, they can pick up a $10 mech, a $40 temple, and even a $50 dragon for less than the price than the cheapest medieval set. That sucks. There's folks out there that would love to dive into LEGO Castle, but just can't justify spending that much on one set to try out the theme. And before you say, well, can't they just buy a couple of figs from Pick-a-Brick for like 20 bucks? They could, but I want to remind you that most casual LEGO fans have no idea that online Pick-a-Brick even exists, let alone the fact that you can buy minifigures from it. Also, buying 4 Horse Knights from Pick-a-Brick is just not the same as getting them in a battle pack that you bought from a Walmart. It's not as accessible, especially for kids. So to wrap this rant up, I was pleased with the stuff we got this year, though I'm getting kind of worried that LEGO doesn't have any plans to fully revive the theme in the ways that we've been hoping for. I'd love to be wrong here, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. But before you do that, let's chat a bit about what we can look forward to in 2026. So far, we only know about one set, and that's the Sea Serpent gift with purchase that, as far as I know, should be coming out sometime this year. It's been long speculated ever since this got announced as a gift with purchase that it's going to coincide with an expensive Black Knight's Castle remake. The theory goes that since the Lion Knight's castle is retired, LEGO will want to put out a new large expensive castle set on shelves to replace it. I personally buy this theory, I think it makes sense, but again, it's just speculation at the end of the day, so I don't want to hype you up too much or spread any misinformation here. Though it does make sense since the Sea Serpent is a Black Knight ship, it would make a lot of sense for them to want to pair it with a remake of their castle. Like I mentioned earlier, LEGO's already remade every other classic castle faction except for the Black Knights, so if I had to put money on it, I think this is the most likely thing we'll get this year. People have also been speculating if LEGO's going to do a castle for the new Snake Knights, but I don't know, this theory is a little bit more out there. I did a video on it a little while ago, so I guess I'll pin that in the description. I'd love to see it happen, but I just haven't seen enough evidence for it yet. So to round out this video, I'll leave you all with a little bit of advice. Expect nothing, and you'll be happy with whatever bone LEGO decides to throw us this year. I'd like to give a big thank you to my channel members Gyojo, Faisal, Rio Bricks, Wachtermeister, Ryzen Covers, Clunk, Peter, RPG Gameslayer, Daventria Bricks, Griffinclaw, Bog Wog Ponk, The Squad Up Kid, and all of my other members for supporting the channel. And as always, thank you all so much for watching.